right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday out there. Hope you all are having a great afternoon. We are going to jump right into this afternoon's weather video. Okay, so let's take a look at the national radar picture, and as you can see, it's pretty quiet out there. There's not a whole lot to talk about. There's a couple exceptions down here in Colorado. Look at that. There's some snow showers out in Colorado. Other than that, we are pretty quiet across our region. Nothing to talk about for our area. Now, temperature-wise, we are still very much chilly and very cold out there. We are, even right now, we are sitting at 12 degrees is all in Sioux Falls, 9 degrees in Brookings, 5 in Watertown, 3 up in Sisseton, and then 16 in Pierre, 10 in Mulbridge. And then you go out west, and it's not much better. 19 in Rapid City, and 19 in Spearfish. It is pretty cold out there throughout the entire area. 30 degrees in North Platte, 19 in Valentine. It is 27 in Grand Island. It is 27 in Lincoln, 19 in Omaha. And you go into Iowa, and it is still cold. 21 in Des Moines, 21 in Waterloo. It is 14 in Mason City, 12 in Spencer. And then in Minnesota, we got 7 in Marshall, 16 in the cities, 12 in Mankato, and 10 in St. Cloud. Overall, it is just plain cold out there. So we are going to look at a few of our items to get to this afternoon. We're going to look at the models. We'll look at a couple of other items and more. But first, let's hear a word from our sponsors at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
So at this time, the number one weather story that we have to talk about is the weather for tonight into tomorrow morning. We've been talking about this for the last several days, and we are expecting very cold wind chills. Let's go ahead and look here at the latest HRRR model run. And as you can see, the rest of today is going to be plain cold. Now, once we get towards tonight, you start to notice something up here in northeastern South Dakota. Some of these wind chills could get down into the minus 20s and minus 30s. Up near the Aberdeen area, Sisseton, Webster, up in these areas up here in northeastern South Dakota. As I play this out for you, into tomorrow morning, look at some of these wind chills. Watertown, negative 27. And even in Iowa, look at some of these numbers in Iowa of negative 30s. Even some, I saw one this morning that said negative 40. Now, I don't think we'll get quite that cold. It'll be pretty close. But in any event, minus 30s wind chills in Iowa and northeastern South Dakota tonight into tomorrow morning. So that is some serious cold air. Sioux Falls could get down to negative 10 possibly for a wind chill. So it's just still very cold. And minus teens and minus 20s across Minnesota. And that is really the main weather story of the week. Because after that, we're going to mellow out a little bit. Things will warm up slightly. We won't have to deal with the bitter cold as we will be dealing with the rest of today into tomorrow morning. So that was the number one story in the weather department. Now, looking at temperatures, looking at the temperature forecast over the next few days, using the European model here. Now, some people get confused about the European model. They think just because it's, we're not in Europe. But here's the thing. It has nothing to do with that. They just call it the European model. It's not actually like it's supposed to be for Europe. It's used for American It's used for American model runs. It's, the meteorologists all across the world, all across the country, United States, they all use the European model. So as we take a look here, as you can see, there's that cold air. Actual lows in terms of temperatures. These are not wind chills. These are actual temperatures. We're seeing negative single digits and negative teens across Minnesota, eastern South Dakota, and Iowa. And then for your day tomorrow, we're looking at similar temperatures that we saw today, at least for Sioux Falls and surrounding areas. Single digits and teens can be found across much of our area. Now, 20s and 30s could be found out west, where we have a lot less snow cover. And then on Friday, I'm looking at a overall, I would say, more of a mild forecast. Now, this is still going to be temperatures below average for this time of the year, but we're still talking 20s and 30s. That's not bad compared to what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. And then after that, for your weekend forecast, looks like we'll dip back in temperatures a little bit. We got some cooler air coming once again from the north, from Canada, from North Dakota, and we'll have single digits and teens in the northern regions of the area, and 20s in Sioux Falls and surrounding areas there, and then 30s farther to the south down into Nebraska. And then how about finishing out your weekend? Well, it's not looking good. Some of these daytime highs for Sunday could be in the single digits, maybe even below zero in Minnesota on Sunday. Going to be pretty cold, it looks like, again on Sunday. So some of that really cold air returns on Sunday. But then on Monday, we're back a little bit higher up in temperatures with teens in the east, 20s in the central regions like Sioux Falls, and then we got 30s and 40s out west. So it looks like out west it'll be warming up a little bit here. And then by the time we get towards Tuesday, similar forecast really. Single digits and teens in Minnesota. 20s to low 30s in the central area, Sioux Falls, low 30s possibly, and then 30s and 40s out west. And then how about Wednesday? Well, 20s across the region, and then 30s out west. And then going out beyond that, and it gets a little more dicey in terms of forecasting, but it does look like overall we don't see any warm-ups, any kind of big-time warm-ups, not seeing any big mild weather ahead. It's we are in full winter mode now, so we don't really see any warming temperatures in the forecast. Looks like it's all going to be just winter-like temperatures, anywhere from, we'll get we'll still get the temperature swings, but we're not going to see any big-time warm-ups. All right, so as we look at the latest European model run here for the future radar, let's go ahead and run this out. Again, we are clear. We have a high pressure over us at the moment, so we don't have much to talk about. We are very much in the clear here. Now, once we get towards tomorrow, same story. It looks like today and tomorrow, it's going to be dry, even though we're going to be freezing cold between today and tomorrow. We're going to be really cold, but at least there is nothing to speak of in terms of any kind of moisture, any kind of snow, not seeing anything. Now, once we get towards Friday, it's a different story. When we get towards Friday, it looks like we got some snow chances coming into the picture here across the Dakotas into Minnesota. As you can see there, out west, western South Dakota, western North Dakota, and then into northeastern, and then eastern South Dakota, and then into Minnesota there by Friday. So Friday looks to be the next shot here at some moisture in the form of snow, it looks like, for most of us. Maybe Pierre could be an exception, could be warm enough where we don't see snow. But then on Saturday, the next day, we have another system coming in from the west, from Montana and Wyoming, that will bring more snow to the area. Now, the one on Saturday has been showing consistent signs of a little bit more mature of a system. Could be a little bit bigger of a system on Saturday, maybe a little bit more snowfall as well. So as you can see here, Saturday, look at that right there. That's Saturday late afternoon, probably around 3 to 5 p.m. across Sioux Falls, really getting in on some of that heavier snow. And rain looks like down in Nebraska, so this is mainly a South Dakota into Minnesota and Iowa event. And then that will clear out, and then by Sunday, we have another system coming through, another low-pressure system on Sunday. So your entire weekend forecast, we're going to have chances Friday, we're going to have chances on Saturday, and we're going to have another chance on Sunday for snow systems. And the one on Sunday, though, looks a little bit less strong as Saturday. The one on Sunday, mainly it's out west, western South Dakota, western North Dakota, and then eventually maybe central, north central South Dakota by Sunday afternoon, as you can see there. But then that quickly fades out, and then maybe another system on Monday. This is kind of crazy, but it looks like we might have 4 days in a row here where we could see chances for snow. The one on Monday looks to be mainly for North Dakota and northern Minnesota, but northeastern South Dakota could get on some of this as well. The Aberdeen area, Sisseton could get in on some of this, and then that will move on out of here. And then by Tuesday, maybe another system on Tuesday in North Dakota and into Minnesota, and that would be that, and then maybe another system coming in on Wednesday. So it looks like, at least according to the European model, we could have chances every day starting on Friday for snow and rain potential. It just depends on where you're at. If you're in a warmer spot, could see rain. If you're in a colder spot, snow. And again, Wednesday, there could be, it could be one of those time frames to watch where every day we could see a chance for rain or snow. So we got an active forecast ahead. That's the bottom line here. We got an active forecast, looks like, ahead of us starting on Friday. All right, so wrapping things up here with your 10-day forecast here, starting with Sioux Falls. We got temperatures tomorrow in the mid-20s, and then we'll warm up slightly on Friday, low 30s, and then we'll fall again in temperatures for your weekend. Mid-20s on Saturday with chances for snow, and then teens on Sunday. And then next week we'll warm up a little bit back into the 20s to low 30s, but not seeing a whole lot of any kind of warm-ups. Overnight lows will be in the teens and 20s mainly, with some single digits as well. And so cold overnight lows, cold daytime highs in store for Sioux Falls, and we'll watch each and every day starting on Friday with chances for moisture. And then on Aberdeen's 10-day, tomorrow, mid-20s, low 30s on Friday with chances for snow. Overnight lows will fall below 0 there Friday night into Saturday morning, and then we'll fall again in temperatures for your weekend into the low 20s on Saturday, and then dropping into the teens by Sunday. And then next week, 20s and 30s returning. But then by the end of that 10-day, you see temperatures falling again into the teens. So again, not seeing any warm-ups. For the Pierre area, we're looking in like 30s the next couple of days. We'll warm up a little bit. Overnight lows in the 20s, and then we'll fall in temperatures for your weekend with temperatures in the mid-20s, overnight lows in the teens. And then next week, we'll warm up a little bit beginning of the week into the 40s, and then dropping again back into the 20s by the end of that 10-day. And then for the Rapid City area, warming up here. We got low 40s the next couple of days, and then we'll fall a little bit on Saturday, mid-30s. Overnight lows in the 20s and 30s, and then next week, 40s and 50s returning to the forecast. Really nice forecast overall for Rapid City, and a lot warmer. And they don't have a lot of snow, so that is a lot of why they are going to be a lot warmer. So this was sponsored by the Black Venom Outdoors and the Gatekeeper Security and Fence. So thank you guys for tuning in this afternoon for another video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Drop a like and subscribe to our channel. And we will, of course, be back for another video later tonight with Braden. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and X. Don't want to miss the latest up-to-date information. We are very active on those apps. And then we also have Instagram and TikTok. Be sure to go follow those out as well. So thank you guys for watching.